just how large those beautiful fangs are, but mainly have a...
Everyone, please clap your hands!
Awesome. All right, good morning everyone. It is the absolute butt crack of dawn right now, and apparently there's some cats fighting. Sorry about that. Anyway, as you can see, I've got my luggage packed. Jesus. Got my luggage packed, and I am headed to the airport, and we're flying out to Laos. Alright, just touched down in Vientiane. I'm a little early, so I'm gonna just hang tight for a few minutes, waiting for Rupert and the rest of the team to show up. I'm just chilling here at a charging station. Got some very, very precious cargo from Thailand. There's not a single McDonald's in the entire country, so these are gonna be in hot demand. I might auction them off to some of the others. Bought a few extra. Anyway, we are gonna regroup once everyone is here, and then we've got an 8-hour drive to our herping location, which I'm honestly dreading. And the thing is, it's not even that far. It's a distance that in Thailand would take us like 2 or 3 hours max, but the roads in Laos are just absolutely outrageous. It's one of the things I absolutely hate most about this country, but we've got some amazing targets lined up for this trip, and I'm very excited. It will definitely all be worth it. Let's go find Rupert.
Can you give this guy your driver's license, please?
Yes.
Don't worry about it, David's here now.
Hello,
He just
David.
showed up out of absolutely nowhere.
Would you like to purchase some precious cargo from Thailand?
Precious cargo.
Imported goods.
Imported
driving
McDonald's.
license just in case.
All right,
Super, guys.
we're about to roll out. Got ourselves this trusty car, and then we've got a second, literally identical one over there. All right, we're out of the city, and the weather has actually cleared up quite a lot. Back in Vientiane, it was very cloudy and somewhat overcast, but now we've actually got completely blue skies. As you can see, we're back on the lovely Laotian roads. Not too much longer to go now. About, what does that say? 3 more hours? We did see 2 painted bronzebacks on the road, which got away. No surprise. But I think once we start getting closer to our location, we'll go through some better habitat and have a better chance at getting another snake before we arrive. Alright, a very long and bumpy ride later. The habitat we're going to be searching for the next few days is coming into view. You can see these typical pointy limestone karsts. Honestly, the pointiest limestone I've ever seen anywhere. It's also by far the least pleasant to traverse, but it's home to primary target being the three-horned scaled pit viper, among a few other things. All right, first critter on the road that I'll actually be able to get on camera.
There's a centimeter here.
A very large vinegaroon. Never seen one with these appendages on the pinchers here. I'm not gonna touch it because they can spray an acid which smells like vinegar and is incredibly difficult to wash off your hands, but wow, that thing is freaking cool. Never seen one be defensive like this either. Usually they just kind of run away. Here, look, will he attack? Nah. Crazy. Alright, we've arrived for our first night out, just parking up and heading into the jungle. Unfortunately, I don't know if it's well visible on camera, but it's insanely windy tonight. Hopefully once we get away from the road and more towards the karst, it'll be a bit more sheltered from the wind. Alright, just got target acquired. Sorry, I'm not as excited as I normally would be. I've been awake for over 36 hours, and I'm quite delirious at this point. But holy crap, adult Protobothrops sieversorum about to get lost. Alright, we've moved it onto a slightly better rock. It's a bit of a shame, really a shame actually, that I'm so tired. I honestly don't trust myself to do any handling right now. So I'll put my hand there for size reference. As you can see, a lot bigger than the last time we were in the area here. And very defensive little guy. He doesn't strike very fast, possibly because it's a bit cold in here, but it's just so cool to find these guys in caves. I'm gonna try and zoom in and you can see those 3 horns on the head there above each eye. There we go. That was a nice strike. I hope I got that on camera. Anyway, just gonna release this guy in a little crevice where hopefully no one will find him. But he's in a quite defensive little coil there right now. So I'm gonna try and carefully this is not safe. There we go, that worked perfectly. Look at that, next to my arm. Freaking huge. Alright, I said I wouldn't do it, but when the situation arises, you must make the most of it. Have a look at this. A lovely, large, 3 scale-horned pit viper, Protobothrops sieversorum. Our main target for the area, and coincidentally, the very first snake we saw. And also a very bitey snake, which I'm gonna keep handling to an absolute minimum of. I just wanted to get one short sequence holding it up to show the length of it, but I guess tailing will have to do, because as you can see, he bites. Anyway, I'm gonna put him on a rock and let him crawl away. Alright, and would you look at that? As we were just heading back towards the car, or at least I was, because I'm literally like tripping over my own feet at this stage, we got somehow our other secondary viper target for the area, Trimerosaurus trunsanensis, the Trunsan pit viper. These guys are, even though they look similar at a glance, not closely related to the Protobothrops at all. These are more closely related to your green beans that we all love and or hate so much. Interesting looking one. They are variable. They come in various different morphs. The last time I saw this species, it was just full brown or gray. This one, I think, is a male. I'm not actually sure. Look at the banding though, it's more like spots actually. Anyway, I'll do some proper handling with the next one. I need to get to bed. Yeah. It just keeps getting better. We were nearly back at the car and we got yet a third snake, meaning that my bet was correct. Before coming out here, we took bets on how many snakes we'd see tonight. I said 3, and I was already doing the walk of defeat back to the car when Rupert spotted this large Nganson bronzeback. Quite a rare species which we've seen but failed to catch here in the past.
This guy was just jumping height.
Beautiful.
Oh, look at these guys, man. They're so different to Vogeli when you actually like see them. Yeah. I see these like Vogeli mis-ID'd as these all the time online. These guys are actually totally different to Vogeli. Like no blue at all, really. Just this like, you see they got like the yellow interstitial skin, look. Yeah. Like striatus. Yeah. Really freaking cool.
Yeah, it is.
It's a nice bronze.
I still want to go to bed though. Alright, we've arrived, and as you can see the lovely scenery, this is the habitat we're going to be exploring for the next couple of days. Got a few really high value targets in mind, but also a lot of uncertainty because this place hasn't been surveyed all too well, so you never know what might show up. Alright, tonight we've got the privilege of walking on a nice boardwalk, which is a lot easier and more pleasant than walking in that. Same targets again. Never seen a snake here before, but looks feasible, so let's see if anything shows up. Do you think anything will show up? I feel like I always think that if I'm herping at a spot I've never seen a snake before. Yeah. Alright, boardwalk didn't turn up anything, just like last time. So we've come back to the same spot from last night, just this like very rocky terrain here. No snakes yet, but I did immediately find this thing that's biting the crap out of me right now. Certodactylus jaegeri. Nice big one with original tail too. If you've watched our videos from here last time, this was the gecko that I was last time saying we have absolutely no idea what it is. Very nice, and he's, look at that, he's like twisting his own head. Don't want him to break his neck. And he's gone. All right, the walking area produces. Not long in, we've already got our first snake, and you may think this is just another Paraeus bird morai, which is what I ID'd it at first. But actually, we just realized that there was a new species recently described from this area, and looking at the snake, you can see that while it's similar, it's clearly not your typical Paraeus bird morai. So very likely this is the newly described species, but off the top of our heads, we don't know what that species is. So I'll overlay it in the card as usual, but species of slug-eating snake, somewhat similar to Paraeus bird morai. But look at those blacks on the side. Actually so different, so much more pattern on this one than on your typical bird morai. Based on the shape and feel though, very much bird morai, but color and pattern, not really. Cool snake, so technically a lifer, even though at this stage I don't know what it is. All right, have a look at this. Protobothrops, another sieversorum, but wow, look how freaking tiny this thing is. I don't think you can really see on camera. I'll bring my hand there. This thing is like fresh out the egg must be. Not sure what time of year these guys hatch. But if you look at the surroundings here, there's high potential for loss. So I think I'm just gonna like try and lift the entire branch with it on it out into the open.
And just dump it on the ground.
Yeah, and then just dump it on the ground. But if that goes sideways, I will have to turn off the video and try to prevent escapage. On second thought, it's on such a thin twig, and it's actually not even only on one twig. It's on like a constellation of at least 3 different twigs. I've actually devised an alternate idea of method of catch. I don't know if this is a wise idea, but I think, yeah, there you go. Very easy capture.
Okay.
Look at those little horns on him there.
Get out the way so I can climb down from here.
Not sure if that's focused, but yeah. Here we've got a really cool looking owl moth of some sort. I think the same species as the ones you commonly see everywhere, but this one must be like freshly emerged, and now it disappeared. Great. This is the sort of habitat we're dealing with. Just, oh, there's the moth. Just very steep, very sharp limestone rocks. And these are significantly sharper than any other limestone I've ever like traversed. Seriously sketchy walking around here. All right, we were just heading down into the cave again, the Cave of Doom, where I was too tired to even function last night. And we were kind of just standing around here discussing something real quick.
Talk about what happened first, outside the cave.
Right. First, just up there, I re-spotted our Trunxanensis that we saw yesterday before we went back. And I was like, when I saw it, I was like, oh, there's a Juvenile sieversorum. And then we were like, wait, no, it's a Trunxanensis. And then I was standing here, and all of a sudden I spotted that. And I was about to say, now there's an actual sieve. And I stopped myself at the last moment because it's yet another Trunxanensis, which is much rarer.
This time like a new individual as well.
Yeah, this is not the same one from yesterday. All right, Rupert, fetch, boy.
Hell no. I'm not doing that alone, for sure. I have a hook. It's more about like what I do once I have it on the hook.
Or do you need NPC's long hook that you just like fling it out?
No, it's good for you to go out here. It's more like where if it like drops, we need people down there ready to like secure it basically. Is it gonna drop?
That'll be me.
Yes.
Alright, change of plans. Rupert is down there standing guard in case it drops. I've climbed all the way up here. Before I actually catch it, I'm gonna just film it for a second in case somehow, God forbid, it escapes. Very beautiful, large male, maybe by the looks of things. I'm not sure how to sex these. Very sketchy though, because look at these. All the rocks that I'm standing on are like loose, and you guys need to be seriously careful. If I send one of these rocks, if I accidentally
standing in that like.
If I accidentally send one of these rocks down, you've got to like.
Yeah, snake's moving, boss.
Yeah. Okay. Got it. This is a somewhat sketchy, not recommended catching method, but if you're in a situation where there's high chance of loss of snake if you boss it up the first time, this is sometimes, well, definitely the chance with the least risk of it escaping. All right. Now, oh, don't bite yourself. Now, I'm gonna climb back down. All right, climbed down now and actually able to get a decent hands-on look at it. And as predicted, it is a lovely large male Trinxonensis. So cool looking, these guys. They don't actually really have bands. If you look, it's more like spots actually, like wide band-ish spots. From my experience, which is very limited, these guys are not the bitiest snakes on earth. And that seems to be accurate still, even for this one. Very nice viper. It's a very variable species. If you remember last time we were filming here, we found that one individual that was like completely gray. And this is a bit more typical, with some greens on it, some slight turquoise hues as well, which I'm not sure are showing up on camera. But very, very nice.
Same size as that.
Sweet. All right, we got yet another Nyanson bronzeback, which is actually good because I realized that I barely actually filmed anything with the one last night, just the catch pretty much, and then a couple seconds in Rupert's hand, but didn't give a proper look at it. And have a look at this one. This one is like way bigger than the last, and honestly probably one of the largest bronzebacks full stop that I've ever seen. This thing is huge. He's got a food bolus as well, probably some sort of like calamatous Emma or something in there. It's a bit hard to show the size one-handed, but I'm sure you can see. This is a large bronzeback. And look how different it looks from the ones we were seeing in Eastern Thailand, which we were also calling Nyansonensis. In hindsight now, I'm pretty sure that the ones in Eastern Thailand are actually not Nyansonensis, because those ones were blue, and this one has like zero blue on it anywhere, especially when it like flares its neck defensively, which this one is not doing a lot, but if I spread the scales here, you can see that there's zero blue anywhere. Very neat. Anyway, gonna stick him right back here onto the tree, or rock better, and he will climb to the tree. Beautiful. Look at this, just by the cave entrance, Rupert spotted yet another sieversorum. Unfortunately though, it's not the giant female I'm after, but it is a quite pretty one. Look at those strong contrasts. Put my hand there for size reference. Small, not sure what sex this is. Do we have a stick or something? These guys, especially at this size, are incredibly bitey little buggers. Wow, you can really nicely see the horns there now as well. All right, get. All right, got it on the ground here now. Typical for this size, very, very fast and wiry. This is actually the most dangerous size to work with because they've already developed all of those defensive instincts, which sometimes very small ones don't yet have. And because they're so fast and wiry and not very big, they can just whip around and get you that much easier. So I am gonna keep the pointy end as far away from me as possible. Just give you guys a nice little look of it there. And we're probably just gonna release this one, seeing we've seen some already, and we've also seen similar sizes before on previous trips. Beautiful though. Really hope we can find a large female. That would be the goal. Alright, we were actually just about to release it, but it was being super defensive a moment ago, and I just wanted to show you that, but of course now the moment that there you go. Just typical Protobothrops shit, striking like crazy, and they've got a very impressive strike range for a snake that small. Actually nearly got me there. So, yeah. Let me zoom out a bit. Maybe we can do like a slow-mo. Alright, enough of that. I think you should have been able to see the strike very well on slow-mo there, but I'm out. Alright, plan for today is doing a absolutely disastrous hike, one that I felt like went on forever last time. So we're starting in the daytime actually, because last time we got back way too late. And we've all gotten ourselves a takeaway meal, and we will eat on the hike. It's a pretty long hike over limestone habitat, and eventually it will lead to a cave where we're hoping to find a special snake. Alright, we have arrived. Let the calamatous hike begin. Everyone ready? I'm not.
Yeah, we're raring to go. Let's go. Promised this one on the web page. Wasn't sure if people would like take up on it, and they sure have. We've got a solid like 90% of the group here, right? Yeah.
And so the hike begins. I'm already tired, and we're not even 5 minutes in. It's going to be pretty much this for the next few hours. Hopefully it's going to be worth it. Yeah, I specifically remember this obstruction too. I'm so sweaty, and we've only gone like, I don't know, 5% of the way maybe.
Almost there, yeah?
Almost.
Always almost there.
No. Alright, it's already getting dark. As suspected, we are severely behind schedule. Look at this terrain we have to cross. One wrong move and you're toast. It's just like insanely sharp limestone with all these like deep valleys and drops. And we have to somehow get into the valley on the other side there. Not easy. Alright, we finally found a feasible route. I'm just up here on the cliff standing guard while these guys make their way through this little gorge and then up the other side. And I'm probably just going to jump across via this tree and then meet up with the others who you can see back there somewhere. Every time we come here, this rocky area causes us such a headache to get through because there's no clear path. Little vine snake of some sort. We're unsure if this is just regular Ahetula prasina. It looks a little bit different. The pattern on the neck is somewhat reduced, and it's a bit hard to like describe in what other ways it's different, but it somehow gives a different vibe. So potentially this could be some different prasina-esque vine snake, but we're unsure. I'm gonna hold on to it now for a closer look a bit later. A long, sweaty hike later. Yet another vine snake. This one very nearly born. This is about the size they are when they come out. They are a live-bearing species, by the way. Nice little brownish juvenile. Cute. Alright, several hours later, we're very much nearing the cave, and we've arrived at the cursed stairs of doom again. These like very sketchy little wire things hammered into the rock.
You don't want to turn around again?
No, that's fine. No, forward is actually the way to go for these. Look at this cute little in situ. Some species of Polypedates here. So clean looking, man. Like, and the in situ pose on that leaf is just gorgeous. Don't even want to disturb him. Very big too. Rabbit. At long last, we've actually reached the cave.
This is it.
Somewhere around here.
Full of tender up there.
Either this or the next bend, but definitely in familiar territory. All right, we've made it inside the cave, and we've just spent ages exploring. And somewhat as predicted, we found a grand total of all. So now we're just resting up a bit, eating some burgers that we brought, and about to make the long-ass hike back. I said it last time, and I was somehow persuaded to do it again this time, but I am never returning to this cave.
I'll see you in the cave. I'll see you in the cave this time next year.
Probably. All right, on our way out from the cave, just started hiking back.
This guy was disappearing into this hollow log on the floor here. We were talking about lichen in that moment. JP was like, oh, there's lichen right here. Then he was like, wait, and it was vanishing. And I was like, oh shit, freaking krait. Nice. It's first time seeing this here, and this is the first elapid of the trip. Interesting one.
All right, so it is a little Malayan krait. My absolute least favorite snake these days. They are pretty cute though, so I'll allow it. I'll allow it. Very nice juvenile or sub-adult. Still got those like, yeah, they do smell really bad. Very cute though. Awesome, first elapid of the trip. It was actually just a couple days ago, like talking to the guys, like I wonder if one of these will show up this trip. And sure enough, here it is.
First elapid.
These guys are never not around. Awesome. Have a look at this freaking spider. Wait till I put my hand there for size reference. That is freaking outrageous. All right, we've made it back. We are beyond tired and dehydrated. Our solution? Alcohol. Look at this. Look how many of these things we've got.
I haven't even started on the water yet. I want to get like, I want to feel the tips.
I think
you've been, like, hiking and
that will be it from me for today.
so hard. I'm gonna be like,
I need a bed. All right, about to go on a little daytime endeavor. It was raining most of the morning. Now it's stopped. And there's the boardwalk we got skunked on the other night. We're gonna try and do it while it's light now with some sun coming through. Hopefully to get the endemic Laos dragon, which would be a lifer. But yeah, who knows? Maybe something else will show up. All right, great success. I have just spotted our actual target. You won't be able to see it very well, but you can see just in the center frame there, that stripy tail hanging down, and then to the top right of that, its body clinging to the rock.
yeah, Johnny, take a good photo and then let's look at it on his camera.
Yeah.
Johnny, you have to come here, bro. You can't see it from over there.
Anyway, that is what we've been searching for here.
Now we gotta
Somewhat
go get it.
rare, endemic, monotypic genus of dragon. Sorry about the sound. There's people ziplining through the air here. Yeah, a rare monotypic genus that was only described like a couple years ago. I'm not sure we're going to be able to catch it. I'm sure going to try.
The hat is definitely a new look. So David has just made it up and Kurt is headed up as well. It's mostly easy besides one slippery part, which they already made it through. Careful, Kurt. Stop there, Kurt. Stop there. Yeah, can you wave your arms, Julius? Anybody else? Try and be a bit more violent than that. Lift him up.
What are you trying to do? You're trying to like catch the lizard?
Yeah.
Why? It's in nature. You're there.
Because it's important to photograph.
Well, you're photographing.
Don't worry, we're going to release it same place. You got it? Yes. Hell yes.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Everyone, please clap your hands.
Alright, look at that. We actually managed to get it down. Ooh, and he is very bitey. He bit me on the thumb, as you can see there, in the process of catching, but very, very worth it. This is a really unique, ultra-endemic agamid to this area. It's only ever been recorded from this very small area here, and it's also a monotypic genus, which was just described a couple of years ago, actually. This one is a large male. You can see that huge bulge on his tail there. Oh, no, don't bite me, don't bite me, don't bite me. Anyway, so well camouflaged against the rock. And definitely a very, very good find. This was one of our big targets that we were hoping to see, never mind catch, because I'm sure if you've seen the catch video, it's not an easy feat getting these guys, because they only inhabit the very tops of these limestone spiky karsts. And to actually have one in hand is a very, very special and rare opportunity. This is Lao dragon karsticola. And he's actually got somewhat blue eyes. It's not very visible in this light right now, but I'm hiding out in the shade to avoid being cooked by the sun. Such a cool lizard, man. Alright, not long into our walk, got our first non-snake find. In here is the tiniest little hatchling Chinese water dragon. Very vibrant greens on this one, but he is, yeah, not old. I'll put my hand there. I don't want to grab him yet because not everyone's seen him, and I don't want him to turn brown. But I'll put my hand there for size reference. You can see he must be quite recently hatched. Cute little guy though. Alright, while that first likely male adult three-horned scaled viper we found was cool, I may have been overhyping it a bit, because obviously it was a much larger and, at the time, the largest I'd ever seen. But have a look at this. Ooh, just struck at my knee off camera. This is an absolutely massive female. Let me look at my finger there for comparison. She is absolutely huge. It's going to be hard to see the size of her just from my hand in the video here, but I'll get someone else to hold the camera in a moment. But wow, this is absolutely huge. Almost reminds me of the size of some of the Japanese Protobothrops I found last year. Quite striky, typical of Protobothrops, but overall, I'm not sure how much of that I just got on video because I flinched when it struck mouth open and actually accidentally ended the video. But huge strike range on these guys and also huge fangs. But the really cool thing about them mainly is that they have, of course, as the name suggests, those 3 horns on the scales, which may be kind of hard to see from this perspective. I'll get a better angle in a moment. Alright, gonna lift her up here. Not sure how well you can see on camera, but I'm sure you can appreciate just how long she is. Very, very large snake. And even though she nearly got me a moment ago and was striking, as you can see, if you're slow and gentle, she's not like constantly trying to bite me or anything, which is quite typical for most snakes, really, even the ones they say are the most aggressive, such as the Protobothrops genus. But if you're gentle, they are generally quite well behaved. And I mean, look at the size. This is, I want to say, easily 1.2, maybe 1.3 meters. A very, very large snake. And really, really cool. They have such a beady texture, unlike any other snake. Almost feels like a file or sandpaper. And then, of course, those lovely 3 horns above each eye where they get their name, Three-horned Scaled Pit Viper. And you can see when I wave something, she obviously takes great interest in that. Wait, I'm gonna try and carefully get myself out of this position. Anyway, I'm not sure how well you're able to see the 3 horns above the eye actually, because we are filming with a mobile phone. and it would definitely not be safe to get close enough with a phone because you'd be well within strike range. So I'm gonna try and carefully grab her by the head just to allow Jordan to come real close and get a much better video of that. There we go. Have a look at that. Also a good opportunity to see the fangs on this guy. Very, very large fangs, typical of Protobothrops. Maybe if I bring my finger in here, she'll flex them for us, and you can see just how large those beautiful fangs are. But mainly, have a look at those lovely 3 horns above each eye. Very, very, very cool. All right. Time to release this big girl. But this was definitely one of my main targets. And now you can also very well see the length. Very, very, very large snake. All right. Ooh. Time to put her back. All right. And away she goes. Beautiful. Let's keep going.
We do it now.